Hello, you. Did you just wake up? Hello, welcome to my shop. How can I help you? Looking for a new friend? Perfect. Have you ever kept a dragon before, or is this your first? Going to be your first? How exciting. You have met dragons though, right? You have encountered some on your journeys. Okay, excellent. Well, do make yourself feel nice and comfortable, okay? This may take a while. So, I would need to catch your full name there. Okay, perfect. Is this the proper spelling here? Okay, perfect. So, I'm going to fill out everything properly later when I give you the adoption form. But the first thing I like to do with my clients is I want to ask you a few questions. Basically work on a little personality test. Nothing too tricky, it's just so I can kind of narrow down what dragon I think would suit you. Because from what I can tell right now, your aura is stunning, absolutely wonderful. Do you practice magic? I thought so. Well, I think let's just start with something very, very simple just to see if you've been bewitched or not. Can you tell me what these objects are here? Just these three. Yep. Perfect. Okay. So, let me just inspect your skin for a moment to see if there is anything I need to look out for. You see, there have been some hunters on the loose. They have been trying to capture some of my dragon babies as well as the eggs. So I want to make sure that you don't have any marks on you that may indicate that you are possibly one of them, but no, I don't think so. This is not to be offensive or anything. This is just me being very careful. Okay, perfect. So, let me get my pen here. I'm going to ask you a few very random questions, okay, and we're going to increase the speed, okay? So very first question would be, if you found a treasure box, you have the key, you can open the treasure box, and within that treasure box there are all the things that you have lost somewhere throughout your life, be that little hairbands, or maybe another set of keys, or something else that could be very interesting. What would be the first thing that you look for in that box? Okay, right. Second question. Say you are at home and you cast a spell on the entire world. Everything stops in time for 8 hours, except for you. You can move freely. What are you going to be doing in those 8 hours? Take your time, that's okay. Okay. Right. Okay. And number 3, just going by my looks, what do you think I would be put into prison for? You can be honest. Okay. Wonderful. question. We're going to increase the speed a little bit. If you were given the option between hazelnut ice cream and vanilla ice cream, what would you pick? Good choice. Okay. A purple flower on the field or a red stone? Which one would you pick up? Okay. Something shiny or something sparkly? Shiny as in iridescent. Okay. Right. And if you were to go on a relaxing walk, would you go during the golden hour or the blue hour? Okay. Overall preferred time of day? Daytime, nighttime? Okay. Right, and if you were a type of tree, what type of tree would you like to be? I like that. Good. Okay. Right. So, moving on to 9 and 10. If you had to choose between walking along a dark forest or walking along a beach with creatures hidden within the waves watching you, which one would you pick? Okay. Yes, essentially asking whether you fear the unknown more than the known. Okay. Right, and for the last question, are you left-handed, right-handed, or ambidextrous? Okay. Okay. So let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are you okay with dragons that have a very strong, somewhat stubborn personality? Okay. Well, I do have a large variety of dragons here. One of them is actually close to hatching, which I believe might even be today. It's very exciting. I've been keeping it over the fire for a while now. And, oh, before I forget, I do have to check up on my friend. I will be right back, okay? Okay, thanks for waiting. Let's see. Your feathers are alright, I believe. You probably just need a little more rest. If you need any food or drink, I will put it down. Yeah, but thanks so far you're looking okay. Right. Thanks for waiting. Yes, this is the reason why I'm actually keeping my voice down, is because a dear friend came to visit. I think he flew here from another dimension. No, he's not a dragon. I'd say he's most likely a wizard, seeing as he still has a very humanoid face and these beautiful dark blue feathers surrounding him. He mumbles in his sleep from time to time. Yes, mentioning a girl called Sophie and wanting to protect her. I think he's very in love. I think he'll be alright, he just needs some sleep. Yes. I often have creatures flying in. Yes. Next to preparing the dragon eggs and making sure that they're alright, I actually also have a little wing over there where I keep some medical supplies for anyone who wants to come in and get healed up. Yes. Oh, you're hurt as well. Whereabouts? Oh, I see. Oh, that's not very good. me just tap away the excess here. Okay. Already took a healing potion, did you? I see. Okay. Well, we can always speed that along a little bit if you'd like. It looks to be very well disinfected, but right. Let's just put some ointment on, okay? It is actually put together by little bits and pieces that my dragons have given to me as potion ingredients. So you should be just fine within a few minutes. Okay, can you move your arms though? Yeah? Okay, so it's just the scratch up here. Good, okay. So let's apply some of this. Very good. Just very, very gently move that along here. Poor thing. Did you stumble? Oh, I see. The pixies have been up to no good recently. I wonder why. Must be something in the air, I suppose. Oh, the scratches on my face? Oh. I was perfectly in my right to leave my broomstick there. I was in the forest picking berries, and a Karen dragon came up and was very, very annoyed. So she lashed out at me. Yes, Karen. Karen. It's all right. I don't think that the marking will stay there for too long. I've dealt with way bigger dragons. Okay. I can already see it healing up over here, so that's very good. It should be completely gone within about 2 or 3 minutes, I would say. Now, shall we have a look at the eggs? Good. Okay, let me bring them. Very first one that we have here is the roasted ironbeak. This one is found in the dark corners of dormant volcanoes. First discovered in the year 1314. The outer shell is somewhat see-through, which enables you to see the dragon embryo growing in all its stages. When fully grown, these creatures can live up to 300 years. They can fly very, very long distances. They can grow up to 15 meters at length, and when standing upright can reach a height of around 3 to 4 meters depending on their environment and also their diet. These dragons will eat anything that comes too close to them unless you befriend it first. So you always have to be very, very careful when approaching these. The best way to befriend a roasted ironbeak is to perform a little dance for them from afar, of course. You may receive bonus points if you bring them a little snack to bite on while you start your conversation with it. They understand many languages, including the human language. They are incredibly bright and fast learners. I would recommend this dragon to anyone who simply wishes to add a friend to their inventory, since these dragons are not very fond of harvesting or travelling alongside their humans, because despite their loyalty, they do often prefer their time in solitude. It's nothing personal, simply the way of the roasted iron beak. Its favourite snacks include raspberry cheesecake, fresh human bones, or just a simple green tea. Regarding their housing, you will not have to worry about anything since the iron beak will simply retreat to its old home from before they met you. And also another note to keep in mind is that they are not all too fond of rainy weather as it cools their body temperature down significantly. So do keep that in mind when handling your roasted iron beak, please. So I have dimmed the lights for you a little bit so you can get a closer look at the bright lights within the egg. Now, again, this one does like its solitude, so if you would like a companion that is somewhat like a cat, I suppose, then this one would be right for you. Just keep in mind that you want to not overwhelm this one with too much entertainment, so to speak. This is somewhat of a loner dragon in a way. Yes. Now, I will let this one sleep. I will show you the next. Next up, we have the periwinkle cloudtail. The gentle periwinkle cloudtail was named after the colour of both its egg and scales when hatched. Dragon experts say that this is to camouflage them from potential predators flying through the sky. Periwinkle cloudtails are a very small dragon breed. They can grow up to around 1 metre in length while standing upright at around 50 centimetres. The tips of their tails have a swirly cloud surrounding it, which keeps it cool throughout the warmer months. Unfortunately, they are often hunted for this reason because the stones surrounding their tails are incredibly valuable for traders and jewellers. When these dragons were first discovered in 1628, they were often held in cages, forced to produce at least 10 new gems per day. But luckily it didn't take long for animal protection to step in and put out a ban so that these dragons could live in safety. Now, despite them being freed, there are still potential threats out there looking for them, basically looking for trouble. This is the reason that these dragons have become very shy and only befriend those who have a very gentle and calm demeanour. So I would say this dragon is the perfect pet for someone who takes great responsibility in keeping them safe. They are also excellent helpers on sleepless nights, since their song can help you relax and feel at ease instantly. Their favourite snacks are warm apple pies and peaches. As you can see here, throughout the bottom part of the egg, it is slowly starting to crack, which indicates that this is going to be ready to hatch soon. So, this one needs very, very gentle care, taking a lot of time to befriend it and make sure that it feels safe and that it can trust you. Very, very gentle, very, very kind. So, if you would like a gentle friend who can help you fall asleep, this may be the right pick for you. Yes, and if you are lucky, they might actually give you one of their gemstones. But never take them with force. That would make them very sad. Yes. So, let's put you back to your brothers and sisters. Next suggestion for you, we have the dandelion honeycorn. The name of this sweet and loving dragon pretty much speaks for itself, since it is, simply put, as sweet as honey. It was only discovered pretty recently actually, so not much is known about its potential height and length, but what we have discovered is that multiple witches have been in awe of their ability to harvest most beautiful crops. Their scales are shaped like honeycombs, perfectly detailed, with a suggestion of multiple sweet scents: honey, lavender, and caramel, all varying depending on the weather that the days bring. Their backs display a beautiful golden shimmer, which has been found to be a helpful ingredient for all types of healing potions, specifically potions designed to reduce stress and anxiety. Older honeycorns also seem to grow a multitude of flowers on their backs. When they hatch, you can see a tiny patch forming on the back of their heads, looking somewhat like a dandelion, hence the name it was given. These dragons are often found sleeping in a sunny spot in a deep forest, often accompanied by a group of fairies who like to gather around them to enjoy the soft, warm, sweet scent. They cannot speak the human language, but they simply read your body language to communicate with you. If you enjoy gardening or farming crops, this will be a great friend and helper. They do need lots of sleep per day, around 14 hours, so do make sure that their bed is extra warm and cozy. Their favourite snacks are strawberry jam on toast, as well as pineapple smoothies with peppermint. Now just holding it like this, you can already smell the beautiful scents radiating from this egg. And it is also very warm to the touch. You just want to very gently hold it here. Yes, it is one of our heavier eggs, so when transporting this you want to make sure that you have the proper equipment for it. I do have a few suggestions here I can show you later, of course, yes. So, this is like keeping a little perfume with you at all times until it hatches, obviously. Now, when it does hatch, you can also use the outside shell as powder for potions, or you could even mix it up and create a beautiful golden paint. It does keep its smell as well. Yes. Alright, on to the next. Next we have the amethyst poison berry. Now this dragon is probably one of the most dangerous ones out there, if threatened, that is. The eggs grow on trees with poisonous berries amongst them, which helps them disguise themselves. They were first discovered in 1142 when a rather nasty hunter was out and about, arguing with his friend. He spoke badly about their local dragon, which angered the amethyst poisonberry, who had been hiding in some nearby bushes. He lured the hunters away from their trusted path by displaying the large array of glimmering amethyst spread across his back. Without hesitating, the dragon snatched the mean hunter and ate him for breakfast. The other hunter fled, screaming, to tell the tale. It is said that the dragons, while being very stubborn and impulsive in their actions, can also be very loyal and protective friends. Their eggs are covered with a hard layer of stone, covering a softer bright red core. On the lower part of the egg, you can find small fragments of amethyst. When fully grown, they can reach 4 meters in length and 2 meters in height. They are incredibly fast and strong. When encountering a poisonberry in the wild, make yourself look as small as possible and form a heart shape with your hands, signalizing that you mean no harm to them or their friends. Once befriended, they can either choose to live with you or reside in their trusted forest. Their favourite snacks are metal scraps, oranges, and tomato juice. So as you can see here, this upper part here almost looks like a berry, so it makes a lot of sense that they are very good at disguising themselves. And this hard stone is also a great protective barrier, even harder than this up here. And as mentioned, the little tiny fragments of amethyst. You can also use the amethyst bits when the dragon has hatched. However, do not take them beforehand. Even as babies, they can be very, very fiery and very angry. So you want to make sure that you treat it with lots of respect. Just like all the others, of course, but this one has a bit of a temper. Don't tell it that I said that. But you want to be extra careful with it. Moving on. Next up we have the Void Gobbler. When first meeting the Void Gobbler, you may be a little intimidated by its appearance. A long golden tail, eyes as dark as the night, very large teeth and spiky scales. However, its appearance is very misleading, as it is a very kind and helpful dragon. It can read your mind and rid you of any bad thoughts that may have accumulated over the past few months. With your permission, it may enter your dream world and gobble away any unneeded negativity it may find. When this happens, your bad memories turn into positive energy, symbolized by the stars on its back. You can see these same stars on the dragon eggs before it is hatched. This dragon has a ton of positive energy stored and would love to share it with you. The only thing to look out for when keeping it as your pet is that it is very allergic to peppermint. Its sneezes can exhaust them from time to time, so it would be best to keep those plants away as best as you can. Its favourite snacks are hazelnut ice cream and pumpkin pie. Isn't this metallic shade so beautiful? Very unique in dragon eggs, I have to say, which is also one of the reasons why hunters have been looking for these eggs. I keep them very, very safe, just to make sure that no one snatches them away. The little stars can be used for plenty of things. Not only potions and lotions, I have seen a few witches and wizards actually add them to their makeup sometimes, as they would not irritate the eyes. They are very, very soft, although they look very spiky, so again very misleading, since the dragon itself also looks very intimidating. I would say probably resembling what you would show human children in storybooks to make sure that they stay away from dragons. But all in all, this is a wonderful friend to have. Moving on. The Shadow Moss is truly a master of disguises, being able to adapt its shape and colours to its surroundings. It is one of the most difficult breeds to find. Once found, you must perform a softly spoken poem or a quiet song unless you want to be turned into a flower. Despite them being very strong, they are very, very careful about whoever they meet. Their eggs appear to look like regular stones at first, covered with green or brown moss. But the closer the egg is to hatching, the more golden flakes can be seen at the top. Finally, when the bud on the egg starts to bloom, you know it is almost time to prepare the bed for your new friend. Shadow moss are very good at sniffling out ingredients, so they are very popular with witches and potion masters. They are also very sought after in the colder months, as their core temperatures are extremely warm. When fully grown, the golden specks on their chest can be used as a protection powder. Once every full moon, you will be able to harvest them. Instead of breathing fire, this dragon breathes a row of glowing lights, accompanied with a strong smell of spices. And speaking of spices, that is the dragon's favourite food. Spicy mango curry with poppadoms and chutney. Isn't it absolutely stunning? I have to say this is probably my favourite visually. Don't tell the others. But as you can see up here, this little bud is almost ready to bloom. So I think it is almost time. I always get so excited. What do you think so far? Do you have a favourite or multiple? Yes. Well, these are the dragons that I believe would suit you best for now. We do have a few more in the book that I could show you, but I think you're not quite experienced enough yet. Plus, some dragons don't necessarily get along with each other too well. Yeah. I will put this aside. You have a little think, okay? And in the meantime, I can show you the others that I have in the book. So, for instance, we have the ocean sapphire, an ancient dragon residing at the bottom of the ocean in the deepest and darkest places. It feels right at home. It is one of the largest dragons, becoming up to 30 meters long to 20 meters tall. Needless to say, it will most likely not be fitting into your home, therefore you would have to visit it. It only wakes once a month for around 6 hours, drifting along the seabed, occasionally swimming up to get a glance of the shimmering night sky. It is a very wise dragon who can help you with any questions you may have. Some say they also grant luck to their favourite humans. Their favourite snacks are kelp, mangoes and cucumber slices. And another one that we have in here would be the basil menace, also known as the poltergeist of the forest. The basil menace is one of the loudest dragons known to date. Despite being a small dragon of around 50 centimeters tall and having a length of around 70 centimeters, its cry can be heard miles and miles away. It is harmless to anyone taller than its own size, and yet it likes to scare people who wander the forests in the late hours of the night. The only way you can detect it is a strong scent of basil wafting across your face, as it is very good at camouflaging itself. The dragon is one of the oldest to ever have been discovered, so old in fact that the date has never been written down, only ever assumed. Its eggs are covered with a soft, fuzzy texture, while the top leaves ooze a poisonous juice, which can only be harvested by experienced witches and wizards. They can live up to 600 years and are very popular when wanting to shield off bugs from your garden. The diet of the basil menace mostly consists of little worms or flies. To keep your dragon happy and content, do make sure that there are plenty of plants for it to hide in. You may know that they are harmless, but they need to know that their cries are still treated with respect. Otherwise, they may turn grumpy and hibernate for 5 years. The basil menace is a very proud dragon and needs to hear plenty of positive affirmations throughout the day. You will know you did a good job when it comes up to you to bring you a little gift. These gifts can be anything from mushrooms, quills, sandwiches dropped by wanderers, or even gemstones. So I think the ocean sapphire, for instance, does make a lot of sense. I mean, you can't take it home with you. And also the basil menace, since it has a lot of dangerous oozing juices at the top, I would feel more comfortable giving this to an experienced witch or wizard, or if you have had a lot of experience with different dragons. Yeah. But, have you chosen? You have? Do tell. Oh, what an excellent pick. Yes, how wonderful. Let me get the papers ready for you, okay? Good. Here we are. So, let's pick a different pen for this. do have your full name. Can I have your date of birth? Okay. Where do you currently reside? Okay, so the forest and big oak tree. Okay, perfect. Okay, do you already have a name for the dragon, or haven't you decided yet? Okay. Right. So just write down the type of dragon here. Yes, you can also buy little dragon pellets, basically, that you can feed your little new friend. Since the first few weeks they will be fully dependent on you, and you may not always be able to find, say, for example, metal scraps or fresh peaches. So we do have these little pellets here filled with all the nutrients that your baby might need. Okay, so one a day would be just fine, especially since the dragons, they will be quite small at first, but they should grow to their full size within, I'd say, 1 or 2 weeks, and up until then they should either be able to verbalize to you what they need, or they will just get it themselves. Yes. Oh, you get this for free. Yes. Anyone who wants to take care of those sweet peaches, they just, mean a lot to me. You shouldn't have to pay extra for that. No. So, make sure to wrap this up nicely. Just twist that a few times. There we go. Excellent. Now, if you have any questions whatsoever, you can always send a letter here. You can also send one to this address. Okay, this is one of the local witches, and she actually has the ability not to only fly to you, but she can also teleport herself. So she should be there within a few moments, and you will also be able to call her by drawing down this sign here. On the ground, okay? You want to draw that with salt, yes. And it's always best to pay a witch, not with money, but with something that she could use for her potions. Unless she specifically asks for money, then in that case. But I have found them to enjoy a lot of herb packages. Do you grow herbs in your garden? It's always good to add those. Also, I have heard that they enjoy fresh fruit, as well as, what did I give them? I think it was a bag of hazelnuts, I believe. Since they are quite versatile in what you can do with them. Okay, good. So these are the adoption papers. I will give you this here. Fold that up nicely. Here you go. Okay. Now, as for transportation, I would always recommend a little wooden chest to carry around the egg. If you put some fabric on the bottom, kind of lay that out, I feel it really stores the warmth in there. We can also enchant these to always stay warm, but we don't necessarily have to use magic. It really depends on what you like. I actually don't have eggs in this one. I actually keep my gemstones in here. But you could also use a velvet sack. You could use your hands, I suppose, but that might be a little bit difficult. Basically anything that you can keep warm with either magic or just by filling it up with things that stay warm. Yes. As a matter of fact, you could warm up a gemstone and put it into the bag, and that way the magical properties of the gemstone could also positively enhance the abilities of your dragon. Yes. So for instance, I'd say for yours, might go with a little piece of obsidian for protection and rose quartz. So it feels a lot of love coming from you. So I believe you have everything that you need. Here is your egg. As a matter of fact, I think I hear another one hatching. Do you want to help me before you go? Yeah, it's always such a magical experience. Okay, right. So, hello, little one. Don't you worry. We're here. It's okay. It's okay. You're being so strong. Look at you. Look at you go. Doing an excellent job. Here, let me just take this up here. Let me just take that. Just take this. Okay. Very good. And just up here as well. Just a tiny little piece. Okay. Oh, you'll be out in no time. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. I believe in you. Doing such a good job. Look at you go. There, let me just take. There we go. There. Excellent. Don't you look beautiful? Welcome to the world. I hope you have a wonderful stay. Oh, you sweet little thing. Okay, now let's make sure that you're nice and warm and we'll get you fed. Alright, there we go. Just into my hand like that. Right. Let's get you ready. Now let's get you brushed up